back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am joined today by the lovely Kayla. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, of course.
We are in Chicago for the Chicago Planner Conference. I literally checked into the hotel, dropped everything, and then Kayla came here, and now we're filming this video.
Yeah, here we are.
And this is the second in a series of amazing women that are part of this planner community, but have knowledge and expertise in a variety of other topics. So last week we talked with Brooke about health and wellness and all of those things that she knows. And today we're gonna talk to Kayla about just general her social media presence, but specifically her blog, because I feel like a lot of people in the planner community want to have a blog, and they start a blog and then they don't keep up with it.
Yes.
And I am guilty. I am that person, me, hi. And
maybe I can help you in this video.
Writing is just also not my thing. I don't know. You are probably the one person in the planner community whose blog I feel like either very consistent and it's always great quality, but it's not. Here's the other thing though, they're not too long.
That's
true.
true.
That's my struggle with blogs.
I'm very
reading
concise.
them.
I'm a very concise person.
Yes.
Online.
And then just like we did with Brooke, I'm gonna have the same 2 questions for everybody as part of the series, and we will get to those at the end. So let's start with, can you just introduce yourself?
I am Kayla Benda. I run Oh Hello Stationery, which is a stationery business, and I also have a blog. That's what we're here for. It's ohhelloliving.com.
And she also has a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, I have a YouTube channel.
Also Oh Hello Living.
She'll link it below.
All the things. We'll
I do a lot of things online, and some of them well, some of them not so well, but I'm still there.
I mean,
that's fine.
I feel like well is subjective.
That's true. We're about to get really philosophical.
Well, no, I was actually, what was I doing or listening to where they were like, we're in an opinion-based sport. Oh yes, when I wasn't doing anything. I was watching the Grammys. Who was it that won that said Drake? When Drake won for, I think it was album? No, it was song. He won for God's Plan. And he, in his speech, in his acceptance speech, he said that we are an opinion-based sport and you're not gonna please everybody. And so you can't do it for the critics and you can't do it for all those people, because those people today may love your song and tomorrow they may hate your song. And so
that's anything you do online.
Exactly.
Anything.
Creating content, it's an opinion-based sport, and there are going to be people that love it, and there's going to be people that don't like it, and then there's going to be those people that like it one day and hate it the next day.
Yeah, they love to hate it. I think Philip DeFranco said it best, where he's like, haters are just confused fans.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, completely, I totally relate to that. I'm like, you just don't know you're a fan. Because they obviously watch your videos, they download them. Right. I don't know why we're on a YouTube thing.
Yeah, that's okay.
But with the blog, they'll leave a bad comment, or they'll be like, oh, your blog is stupid, but they're still reading it. They're still going. Yeah, so it's
well, that's a great point. Even if I scroll through something on Instagram and it makes me roll my eyes, and I'm like, well, you're the one still choosing to follow that person.
Yeah. Or you go back and you look and you're like, oh my god, she's so pretty, and you're just like,
or you screenshot it and you send it to your friend.
Look at her.
Yeah, you're right. I'm a confused fan.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
There you go.
I don't want to admit that. All right.
We're just really getting deep.
That's fine. So you mentioned comments. As far as interaction on your blogs, is that?
It's really hard. Blogging is a really weird place right now, because I think everyone does YouTube videos. They go right into YouTube.
Or podcast.
Our
freaking mom has a podcast.
I would be terrible on a podcast. I'm a very you need to see my face. I'm hilarious right here. So a blog is really interesting because I think it's kind of a dormant season for blogs.
Okay.
There's not that many people keeping with it because YouTube is so much more prevalent.
Yes.
So getting engagement is very, very difficult, and I find that if I do a video along with a blog post, it does a lot better.
Is that a common thing that you do?
I do that a lot because I want to show up closes of product launches or something, so I can show better photos, because I really enjoy doing product photography too, and that I can connect the two together, or do a giveaway. I like to do them on my blog instead. So I kind of try and cross promote everything that I'm doing together.
That makes sense. That's smart though. And I actually saw that on another channel that I watch about social media, and she was like, yeah, I always have a blog post goes to my YouTube channel, or goes with my YouTube video.
Yeah, because you don't know where people are coming to find you. So you kind of want to be everywhere where you think the people are. Like Ariel. And so you want to know if people really like blogs, then I'm trying to push them into my YouTube. Or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
Yeah. Or my Instagram or whatever. So they all connect.
Oh.
That's why you should blog more.
Oh. I can also see why people might shy away from blogging, because I feel like the ad revenue aspect of it is a lot harder than on YouTube.
YouTube, once you get monetized, It's so much, like, you just post your video and then it does it all for you.
Or even companies sponsoring you is a lot easier, and it's more common on YouTube than it is on getting it on a blog post. Or even setting up like the ads on a blog.
Yeah, I don't actually have ads on my blog. The only way I make money through my blog is through doing sponsored posts.
Oh, right.
Only.
Which I feel like is probably, and you can correct me, and if you don't want to share this, that's fine. It's probably way more proactive in terms of asking for it instead of reactive. Where I feel like on YouTube, it is very common for a company to reach out and offer to sponsor a video. But it's probably not as common for companies to reach out and like offer to sponsor a blog post.
Well, the way I do it, if I do get reached out from someone, I will give them like a pricing sheet, because obviously I'm trying to make money off of this. So I'll say blogs are more affordable. So I'll say, if you have a lower budget, I can do a blog post, because I can't guarantee that I'm going to post a video about it. Because most of the time, I don't know if it's the same for you, brands will be like, hey, we would just want to send you something to review. And I say, I'm not entirely sure if it'll fit my content schedule, but you can obviously do a sponsored post. So I say that my blogs are cheaper, then YouTube's a different price, and then I can bundle them together for a discounted price, so they get a blog post and a YouTube video.
Okay.
Which actually, they really like that, because the photos are better, so they can share the photos.
That's the thing I need you to teach me, is the photo taking.
Oh, I got you.
And whether it's the camera, because that's the other thing about blogs.
It's the lighting and the edits. You can easily do it on your phone.
It's not even the camera.
I really need to do video. I don't know how to do videos on it, because I'm like, maybe I'll just vlog it or something and do it that way.
Or ask Alex to help you film that, because I think even for Instagram, the attractiveness of the photos, and that's the same for blogs, like the attractiveness of the photo is everything.
And then the consistency of your style.
Yes.
Because if your feed on Instagram doesn't look like they all match, then get out of here. Mine never does. Mine never does.
So hard.
Because I get so like, oh my god, this right now I'm doing this thing where it's every other one is a photo.
I know. I noticed that the other day.
Yeah.
I noticed that
it's so hard.
Oh my gosh.
It's so hard.
The only thing I try to do as far as that is not having the same exact thing like on top of each other.
Yes.
So if I have like a picture of a planner on this background,
you'll switch it up.
I'll switch it up so that it's not right on top of each other.
So I'm like challenging myself to do like a picture of my cats and then a planner, a picture of me and then my planner.
Like a life and then a planner. I did notice that recently.
It's
working. Or I'm just a huge stalker. Or both. But the pictures on the blog have to be on point.
Yeah, and there are definitely things that are more shareable for a brand. Like I've seen my photos for like a cosmetics or Maybelline used on their social media way more than a video.
So that's the other thing also I feel like we should mention about Kayla's blog. It's not just planner.
No, it didn't start. I guess I should have said this. I've been blogging since 2010.
What?
Actually 2008, so a little bit before my YouTube. So I've been doing it since
over 10 years.
Yeah, so in high school. I've had a couple different ones, but this one has been in its form since 2012. And it started off as Microscope Beauty, focused on makeup. I posted every single day, for about 3 years straight. About beauty. So there was like Sunday stuff and things I did on Sunday. Friday favorites, like I posted every single day.
We love day themes around here.
Love them. And I posted, and I was still working a full-time job. I think I was in college at the time, and I posted every single day.
First
that's
off,
a little overkill.
That's amazing. That and hard. Posting every single day.
It's so hard.
Even though you're like, but a blog post you just have, no, it's more than just like typing it up.
Because you obviously need to share it. You want to put it out in the world, so you have to schedule
the promotion of it and all that stuff. So what made you decide to blog beauty instead of video beauty? Because I feel like YouTube beauty is like a huge thing, and it's always like, oh, it's so oversaturated.
So I watched that. Like I would watch those videos. That's actually how I learned to do makeup. What I do know about it. And I just didn't have the money for a good camera. And I know, like, even now, if you're trying to get into YouTube, you have to be quality from day one.
Oh, yeah.
I was garbage in 2010. I had a little flip camera where you couldn't see the back ones. I don't know if you watch the Shaytards. They used to use these, like, flip cameras. So I would, like, put it on a box with a mirror behind it so I could see myself, and it was, like, the worst quality ever. And that was fine. Like, I was getting views then. But now if you do that, you'll get nothing.
You're not going to get views.
It's so much harder.
But the easier thing today, though, is the phone quality.
Yes.
I felt every single video up to this point has been on my phone. And I'll tell you the secret. You got to go into your settings and toggle the quality of your video. Your phone auto films at a much lower quality because
you don't want to take
up all that storage space. So like before I started YouTube, if I was gonna film Charlie, you don't need it to be in a high quality.
No.
But there is an option to film in super high quality on your phone.
Phones are amazing now. Like you could take great blog
Actually,
photos.
it's a higher quality, the filming, the video camera, not like the camera, than like most
of them.
Most YouTube cameras that people use. Yeah. Which is
because there's like a level of entry too. Like you know how to use a phone, you use it every day.
That's true.
Learning how to use a camera, you do not like. There's things on my camera I could not tell you what they do. And even using like an external microphone, I have set it, and if someone touched it and ruined it, I would not be able to fix it because I don't know what to do.
Okay, we're getting way off tangent out to and I think that she also provides a lot of value on YouTube. Her YouTube channel is also successful. The barrier to entry to blogging versus YouTubing, I think is.
Well, that's why I started. Like going back to the whole beauty stuff, I started on the blog because it was so much easier to get started.
Yeah.
And I got more comfortable. I didn't have to show my face if I was worried, or you're never really comfortable with your voice when you first start filming stuff. Now I hear myself permanently the way I sound on film. That's crazy. Because I've done it for so long. But blogging makes you more comfortable, I think, putting yourself out there a little bit more.
That's fair.
And you can kind of edit yourself a little bit easier.
Okay. And then how did you transition to adding in planner stuff to your blog?
In 2014 is when I discovered like the planning world, and it was before stickers were a thing. So I started using it was like a Mead planner from Staples, and I used washi tape, believe it or not. Interesting thing. I have a weird relationship with washi tape. So I was like, I want to share this. I don't see other people talking about it. So I filmed a Plan With Me video, and I started posting about it on my blog about like my supplies and stuff. Yeah. And it just took off from there. So I think you have to hit trends at the right time.
That's definitely
because my YouTube channel was so small, and I posted my first Plan With Me, and I got like 5,000 new subscribers like overnight. It was nuts. Like it just took off. So I have been doing it for about 5 years. Almost, I've posted 3 times a week consecutively, and nothing happened. Nothing with the beauty channel. And I posted like one Plan With Me, and I was like, boom, yeah.
That's crazy to me. Because I always think of the beauty community on YouTube as much bigger than obviously the planning community
but the planning, I think people were looking for, because they were getting into it quietly, and they're like, I don't understand, I'm trying to figure this out.
Brooke and I talked about that last week. It was a secret at first. Ooh, you know what I mean? Like your planning Instagram was like separate from your personal life because it was a secret and you didn't want anyone to know.
I was never like that though. Like as soon as I started a blog, I was like, I have a blog. Wow. So I've always been that really eccentric person who's like trying to own my truth.
I need to be that person because we'll be out in public and Sam is that person. He's like, did you know Laken has a YouTube channel? And I'm like,
yeah. I could totally see Sam doing that for sure. Because he's proud of you. You're doing really cool stuff.
Yeah, he is proud of me. I said this in a video. You probably haven't seen it because it went up today.
The day that we're filming. Seen it.
Obviously, you were driving here and setting up your things. So it was my top 10 favorite YouTubers. Ooh. And one of the things I said is I really want the 4 of us to hang out.
Oh my god, it's so want the
I think her husband and Sam, I think we would just have so much fun.
Oh, we would have the best fun.
They're both obsessed with bow ties. We're all obsessed with cats.
Yeah.
And it would be
a riot. It would be a literal riot.
Yeah. Any other like blogging thoughts or tips if somebody was like just getting started?
Yeah, like my biggest thing with blogging and YouTube and any project, really like starting your own business or whatever, you just have to do it. The first thing you're gonna create is gonna be bad. It's gonna be really bad. Yeah. Like really, really bad. And if you're not sure, watch my first video. I still have it live for this very reason. Because I want you to know that it's okay to be garbage.
I'm like trying to think. I remember what it was. I haven't gone back.
You need to watch it. I want to do a reaction to my first one because I'm gonna.
You did to your first Plan
With Me, which is that angle. But yeah, just do it. Just do it and set yourself a schedule. Know what you want to get out of it when you start.
That's a great point, and I think that it's different for everybody. Yeah. I also want to say that because when I first started, I did know what I wanted to get out of my channel, but I think what I wanted to get out is not what as many people. Not the same as what a lot of people want. Goals, and so most people are like, oh, you want to quit your full-time job and do YouTube. And I was like, nope, that's definitely not my end goal. And maybe someday way down the road, like that might be a possibility, but that's not the goal right now. Yeah. There are other goals that I have with starting a channel, but knowing what they are, I think you're right. I think that's
because then you can measure it. And so if you're like, in a year, if I'm not at this point, or I don't feel this way, or if I haven't improved in this avenue, then you have to make that decision whether you're going to keep doing it or not.
Yeah. And we talked about this before. It needs to be less than like specific numbers. I also feel like it can't be.
Because you cannot do followers or
subscribers or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And blogs are interesting because you don't really know. There's like Blog Lovin', which can track who's following you. Okay. But you don't really know. You just get views. and comments. You don't really know, like, who are you people following you? Like, you do with YouTube. Like, you see the usual people, you're like, oh, these are my...
Right, I see the names all the time. Same people.
The blog doesn't really work the same way.
Okay, but you can see your views.
Yeah. You can see, like, oh, that posted better than this. Yeah. But you also just don't get... I feel like it's more like you're putting this thing out in the world and someone might respond to you, but it's also not as big of a community as, like, your Instagram or your YouTube.
That's okay.
So it's more informative.
Okay. So you have to, so if that is not what you want to get out of it, then you have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, so like when I started my blog, I just wanted to talk about beauty. I was garbage at YouTube. And I also used it to get jobs.
Okay.
Like, because I was in writing and like communication and advertising.
That's right.
So I was like, look at this blog I made. I'm great at photography. I'm consistent.
Right.
So I used it on my resume.
That's a great,
to get a job.
You just totally reminded me I need to add YouTube to my resume.
Yeah, for sure. And like, because you have to own it. If you're doing something you're not getting paid for,
it has probably even more value than the stuff you're doing that you're getting paid for.
Because you're a go-getter, you're doing it on your own,
Yep.
you're learning skills that they want, you know how to use the internet, which everybody wants now. And so yeah, it actually got me
social media.
my full-time job. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
If you have any questions, let me know in the comments.
Yeah, if you have any other...
I'll be lurking.
I know that some of you have mentioned in the comments talking about how you want to start a blog or even a YouTube channel, so if you have any questions, let us know. I'll make Kayla come hang out in the comments.
I'll write a blog post about it.
She probably will.
I probably would, yeah. Probably about this. I'll probably include this.
Now I'm going to ask the 2 questions that I'm asking everybody that is part of this series. And the first one is all about goals, because that's something we talk a lot about here on my channel. I want you to share one of your goals for 2019. It can be big, small.
Well, it's kind of silly.
Oh, that's
my goal is to hang out with you.
What?
No, but for real.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
We need to.
Okay. So I'm trying to think if we're going to be in Chicago together.
I'm doing a meetup in May for Oh Hello. So maybe I can convince you to come to that.
That would be really fun.
Maybe we'll go to New York. I don't know.
Yeah, or you guys can come to New York.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm trying to think of like a serious one because that would be so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
Every time I watch the vlogs, I'm like, oh my God, we'd be best friends in real life. I mean, we are friends in real
life.
We
are friends in real life, but if we
were
actually closer,
together.
yeah. Well, and also, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on a video before. There are long-term plans for Sam and I to move to Chicago, so at least we will be close.
Yeah, this is about 3 hours away. It's super
so
easy.
At least we will. We could definitely go visit each other for weekends once we are here in Chicago.
But like along that, I think one of my main goals for this year is to cultivate more friendships.
Okay.
Because I have such a weird job. I work from home with my husband. I do my stationery business full time and blogging on the side. I just want to have more like adult friendships.
And I know you've been doing some of that.
Yes.
Stalker, I watch her too.
We're best friends.
But like, we're both just like, we're going to watch each other's lives and vicariously.
And then like we text each other during it. You're like, oh my God.
I just saw you do that.
Yeah.
But like, with the people in your neighborhood, like I feel like you've been doing
I've been trying really hard because I am an introvert at heart. You probably can't tell through videos, but I have a really hard time in social interactions. So like this Chicago Planner Conference is literally killing me. I'm like so freaking out about it. So I just want to get through that and get over those hurdles and try to make more friendships, even if they're distance based.
Yeah. And I think you can still like have good friendships when you're not living in the same place.
Definitely.
I was just like my friend that I'm staying with here at the Chicago Planner Conference lives in New York. But we probably don't see each other as often as you would think, given we live in the same city.
Yeah.
So it's because you live in the same city doesn't mean
you're
like
whenever we're together, I feel like we always hang out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Like this is probably like the 4th time
We've
actually
seen each
in person, and I'm like, oh my God,
Hi,
how's Charlie? Like I just know everything.
Well,
and
that's
so cool about the internet.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. Charlie needs her own sticker too.
Charlie
Gallifrey got a sticker.
What would Charlie's name be in like flower language? Because I just came out with 2 stickers that look like my cats, and then I called them Poppy and Daisy. So they're because I want them kind of gender neutral.
No, Charlie already has a gender neutral name, and most people are like, oh, he, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, her name's actually Charlotte on her like
cat certificate. It's like it's not a birth because I like charted.
But like on her her chip online, it's like Charlotte Ray Edwards.
Like full names. I love that.
Like she's such a Southern belle.
Of course.
But she goes by Charlie.
She has a good coloration though. She's
group. Yeah, she's different. Yeah. She's different from them. So
I do want a calico too, because I do want to make a little squad.
I had a calico when I was growing up. Her name was Cookie. Anyways, we can think about what Charlie's name would be. We've definitely digressed. Okay, and then the other question that I'm asking everybody is, what is your #1 planner supply?
I really like like stickers.
Okay.
Like I've never really gone away from it. I use a deluxe monthly, so I don't even have like a weekly view or anything. So finding really small stickers.
Okay, small stickers.
Small stickers has been difficult.
Yeah.
So that, yeah.
So she makes them herself.
I don't like old school like stickers. I'm getting into stamping, which if you do stamping, it's the most terrifying, nerve-wracking.
Oh yeah, is it gonna work?
And
when
always
lift
mess it up. It's always,
it gonna look good?
I have to stamp twice. Like, I don't even know. So I don't even know why I'm doing it.
I actually just got it all in the mail. I haven't played with any of it, the Amy Tangerine stuff. I want to, to memory keep both the New York City PlanwithLaken event and this event. I want to memory keep both of them with the stamps,
it's so scary.
It's so scary. I stamped growing up with my grandmother, but it was like card making.
Oh, were they like the wooden block stamps?
Wooden blocks, and I actually inherited all of them. They're in 2 giant boxes in my like storage unit. It's like a thing above my bed. It's not a unit. So yeah,
you have very little space to have
2 giant boxes of wooden stamps. Yes,
yeah.
But like that was the one thing of my grandmother's that I wanted.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
that's it.
That's mine.
So yeah, when you get back into stamping.
But but to your point about that is that my dad thought it was a good idea. I told him, so after she passed, and they were in San Antonio, Texas, and he's like, yeah, we're going over to go through stuff. And I was like, you know, the only thing that I want are the stamps. That's all all that I want.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. And then I got them in the mail in boxes like a couple of weeks later, and I was like, no, Dad. I meant like you keep them in your big house until I have space for them. I was
shoebox.
I could not, and the amount that he paid to ship them was astro.
But it's also sweet.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Oh,
like,
so sweet.
Yeah,
like memories.
This is what you want. Yeah, and it is. And
but also you're like,
where and someday I'd love to have a room. So my grandfather was a woodworker, and so he built her
a shelf.
And someday I want that same thing.
My dad built me a shelf for my Beanie Babies when I was a kid.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Look at all these wooden shelves. So someday I will display all my wooden stamps, and it will be probably more about the memory than like I'm actually going to use all of them. But anyways, that was really, really off topic.
This happens to us a lot.
I think there's still some value in this video, even though we got way off topic. If you like this video and you're liking this series, please give it a thumbs up. We have 3 more videos, 3 more amazing women to come.
Do they not know?
They don't know who they are.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
No, it's gonna be a surprise.
It's gonna be really good, guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be a surprise.
So be sure to subscribe.
And make sure you subscribe. Click the bell. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Because you're insane and amazing.
But one of them is always a plan with me.
It's amazing though. Like that.
And that's something I would do anyway.
That's girl. Yeah. Once a week for me. Once a week.
We also do a lot of other things.
Once a week.
Happy planning.
Bye guys.
I'm not gonna hold my sticky notes in my hand though. Last time I put them there. Okay.
You're like 1 second.
1 second. Well, I know them now.
Hi guys.
Thank you so much for having me. I
almost
said thank you so much for having me. Oh my God, you're not having me. I'm having you. Okay. Let's try that again.
Okay.
Where did my brain go? What are we talking about?
Anything.
Oh yeah. I can also see why people may not stray away. That's not the word. I just want to make sure. That's the only problem sometimes with the phone.
You don't know.
I just don't know.
Just put a mirror behind it like I did in 2010.
I've never thought about that. So now we're going to ask her the questions that I'm going... I said that wrong.
I was like so excited.